inalienable right that we are able to marry who we love. It just isn't a right.
Okay, so let's take that both ways. Riley, I'm going to take away your right to marry. You can no longer marry who you love. Straight or gay, you can't marry, because that's not an unalienable right. I thought we all had the right to the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness, I mean, I would interpret that as the pursuit of happiness when it's not harming others. So why shouldn't someone have the right to marry whoever they love and pursue that happiness because it doesn't affect anyone else? It's not hurting you if someone wants to marry who they love. So why are you trying to stop it?
And we're paying taxes, as you said, for inalienable rights. And being able to marry the person you love isn't one of them.
Okay, so I'm gonna start passing laws. You know, I'm gonna get into politics and start making laws. Christians should not be allowed to marry because you know what? Marriage is not an unalienable right. It's not. Christians can't marry anymore. And you know what my reasoning is gonna be? Because I believe in the Akmal, and that book says that all Christians should not be allowed to marry. It's my religion. I have the right to impose it on others, right? Yeah, I did make that up, by the way. I don't really believe that, but I could justify it by saying I have some religious book that says you can't marry. Couldn't I? I could make anything up. But it doesn't mean I have the right to influence government based off of some religion. You wouldn't want people taking away your right to marry, so why would you take away someone else's rights? There's a Bible verse that even says, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, or something along the lines of that. So why don't you follow that Bible verse, right? That Riley guy?
Which is probably one of the reasons that it's not a law that you're allowed to marry homosexually.
No. The reason that you're not that gay people are not allowed, or that a man can't marry a man and a woman can't marry a woman. The reason we have that is because of bigoted, homophobic Christians like you. That's the reason. It's not because the Founding Fathers wanted it that way. Back when the Founding Fathers were, they didn't have the knowledge that we have now to know that being gay isn't some mental disorder. Being gay isn't some disease. That's what they used to believe. But now we know that's not true. So, of course, I mean, back then there wasn't, they weren't, the gay people weren't speaking out for gay marriage. But that doesn't mean that it's supposed to be that way. It's the fallacy of tradition. I mean, African Americans didn't have rights back when the Founding Fathers existed. Neither did gay people. Doesn't make it right, does it?
Maybe that was just kind of a clue when they decided that?
Well, they decided slavery should be legal. Maybe it was kind of a clue it should be legal still. No, because now we know that everyone should have equal rights. So why keep denying a certain group equal rights when we're going to give... So we're going to base all of our laws off what the Founding Fathers said? Everything? Really? So slavery, reinstated it. We should reinstate it. Also, we would no longer, have any sort of Christian nation. Probably wouldn't have In God We Trust on our money anymore because they would deem that unconstitutional, as it should be. There's a lot of things that would change. I mean, we would be a deist nation now, not a Christian nation, because the Founding Fathers weren't Christian, but I know you love to believe that they are, but get into reality, they weren't. There's a lot of things that would change that I'm sure you wouldn't like, and I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't like. Can't base our laws off what the Founding Fathers said, because the Founding Fathers lived over 200 years ago. Yeah, 200 years ago. Making sure my math was right there.
That they didn't have to, because it's not an inalienable right at all. I don't know where we got that from.
Then your right to marry isn't unalienable either.
But, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Enjoy your summer.
Well, I'm just going to come up with Prop 666 for all the Christians out there, and I'll just outlaw Christians' right to marry. Of course, excluding myself, because I do consider myself a Christian. We'll make all Bible believers no rights to marry. Prop 666. Vote for it. So, that's my rebuttal to that Riley guy. It's amazing that he can't come up with any sort of logical argument for anything. And it's really amazing that he actually posts these videos on YouTube and thinks, like, wow, that was a good video I made. I mean, he contradicts himself repeatedly. He never responds to my videos, of course, even though he challenged me to debate. I don't understand that. And he complains every time he makes a video. I don't want to be making this video. Then don't make the video, because no one cares what your opinions are because your opinions are flawed and wrong. Let's put it this way. If a member of the KKK came up to you and said, being black is wrong, agree with me, you would say, no, you're an idiot, go away. I mean, you would call them a racist. You would say, you have no right to tell me your opinions because you're the scum of humanity. In the same way that I have the right to say that to you because you're no better than them. And you're not better than them in any way. In any way. I mean, that Riley guy, if you're going to believe that gays should not have rights, then why not be a white supremacist and say blacks can't have rights? There's no reason you shouldn't. You're going to be a racist and a bigot either way. So why not just restrict more rights? In fact, why not just make it a Christian theocracy? I mean, everyone who's not a Christian should be hung for witchcrafty. Why wouldn't you do that? You can't justify your opinions, that Riley guy. You really can't. You want to base your opinions on the Bible? Fine. Base them on the Bible. But that means that our government can now no longer allow any religion besides Christianity. Because the Bible calls that blasphemy. And the Bible calls that a sin. So take the Bible laws and apply them everywhere. Don't just pick and choose to justify your bigotry. Well, this has been the Amazing Libertarian, guys. See you later.